Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about the different provinces within EPIK and where you could be placed. So when you apply to EPIK, you can rate different provinces on a scale depending on your preference of where you would like to be placed. So there's about 9 of them, and some are more popular than others. Like for example, Gyeonggi-do has Seoul in it, so a lot of people want to get in there. But I think all the provinces do have their pros and cons. So let's start with the first one on the list, which is Gangwon-do. Now, if you're a big nature person, you will love Gangwon-do. In my opinion, and many other people's opinions, this is the most beautiful area of Korea when it comes to nature. It has some of the most famous national parks in the country, such as Seoraksan National Park. It's just so beautiful there, especially in the fall. And they also have great beaches. The East Coast beaches have stronger waves, and it's more of like a surfing type of beach. So Gangwon-do has Surfy Beach, which is really fun during the summer. A lot of parties happen there, a lot of concerts. There's also a really interesting other places in Gangwon-do, such as the Penis Park and Sokcho. It's just very beautiful. It's great for like riding bikes, for camping, and just nature lovers. Yeah, and I would highly recommend it if you are a big nature person. There are some cons though. It is difficult to travel since it is on the East Coast. You do have to go to Seoul first to get anywhere else, really. There's not a lot of direct transport just because of the way that area is. It's very mountainous, so it is hard to build train routes there. So it is difficult to travel around, but it's about 3-ish hours from Seoul. The pay scale there it starts at 2.1 million and it can get up to 2.7 million. The next region on the list is Gyeonggi-do province, and this is very popular because Seoul is located here. So it is harder to get into because of that, and it does have a lot of different rules than other provinces. But this is obviously a popular area because Seoul is there. There's a lot to do in Seoul. There's tons of really fun cafes. There's a lot of historic areas. It's easy to travel anywhere else within Korea because you are at such a major hub that lots of transport is around here. The cons is like the cost of living can be higher, so you might have to pay extra to live in the nicer areas because the stipend only covers so much. And the pay scale is a little bit lower. It starts at 2.05 and can go up to 2.8 depending on your level. So on the list we have Chungbuk. I will admit I didn't really spend much time here during my time in Korea. It is central to Korea though, which is a pro because it's easy enough to travel anywhere you would like in Korea. The major city located in Chungbuk is Daejeon. Daejeon's a great city. It has a lot of fun activities, a lot of great food, a lot of necessities you might need. So yeah, those are the pros. It's easy to travel. Daejeon is located there. Some of the cons is it's not coastal, and I'm like a big beach nature person, so it is harder to get to the beaches from there. And the pay scale starts a little bit higher. It starts at 2.2 and it goes up to 2.8 depending on your level. Next on the list we have Chungnam-do and Jeonbuk. I'm going to put these together because they are fairly close to each other and share a lot of the major cities. I lived in Chungnam-do for 6 years and I loved it. I thought it was a great area. There's lots of major cities in both of these provinces. There's Gunsan, there's Cheonan, and there's Jeonju. Jeonju is a great city if you want to go see historical places, the Hanok village, if you want to try on hanboks. This is very traditional, old-style Korea. It's a lovely place to visit. There's Damyang, which is a beautiful area with bamboo forest. The transportation in this area is pretty good. You could be placed in a coastal location. I was only 20 minutes away from the beach. The beaches on the West Coast are a little bit more mild and more for relaxing. There's also concerts that take place here. The Mud Festival is in Daejeon Beach every year, and it's a good area to be placed. The salary ranges is 2.1 to 2.8. So some of the cons about this area is it's like you could be like 3 to 4 hours away from Seoul or Busan. But overall, these are great areas to be placed in as well. So the next region on the list is Jeollanam-do province. This is the southernmost part of Korea. So that is another pro. It's coastal. You have a lot of beautiful cities. You have Yosu, you have Mokpo. It's about maybe 3 hours to Busan, depending on where you're located. The Bosong green tree fields are here. This is a very popular, beautiful destination. A con is you would be about 5 to 6 hours away from Seoul, so it is pretty far from Seoul, but you're only a ferry away from Jeju if you're located here. The pay range is about 2.1 million won to about 2.7 million won, so pretty standard. So the next on the list is I'm going to put Gyeongbuk and Gyeongnam together. So this is the eastern region of Korea towards the south. The major cities that would be near you would be Busan and Daegu. Daegu is a great, really big city, and it's not coastal, but it's kind of like centered. It's a very hot area. This area gets very hot in the summer. You'd only be about 2-3 hours away from Busan or Daegu if you're located here. A con is it is really difficult to get to Seoul from this region. Once you're on the East Coast, it's pretty much harder to travel, just because, like I said earlier about Gangwon-do province, the way the mountains are, not a lot of trains get to this area. So you would be like very far from Seoul, maybe like 6 hours. But since it is south, it is also easier to get to Jeju and Busan. The pay range here is about 2.1 to 2.7, so once again, pretty standard. And the last region on this area is, of course, Jeju-do. So Jeju-do, the pros and cons are pretty obvious. Jeju is a beautiful island. It's the Hawaii of Korea. There's enough to do here. It is probably a quieter region, to be honest. You can't get all the amenities that you would get on the mainland, so you would have to take a ferry a lot. If you're in Jeju-do province, there's a chance that you might have to take a ferry to work, to go to some other areas. It can be a bit isolated, but it is very beautiful, and it has better weather. It's warmer during the winter, so if that's important to you, this is a good place to be located. The salaries can be a little bit lower. It's about 2.1, and it can go up to 2.7 as well. But once again, it's very hard to travel on the mainland, and it's very far from Seoul, like about 7 hours. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the regions, please leave a comment below. Or if you have any questions about anything else about Korea you'd like me to make a video about, just let me know in the comments. Bye!